right, a very good morning to you. If you're listening to me, I don't know where you're listening to me on, but we're live on Facebook and we're live on YouTube. My name is Kofi Bartels. This is Daybreak Nigeria. And of course, on Daybreak Nigeria, we just have about 2 hours. Today wouldn't be 2 hours because we're not starting on time. We have about 2 hours to talk about things that are important to you. And what's on the table this morning happens to be what we put up on the post. So if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, you would have seen the post we put up, and we're asking for you to tell us what you think and for you to have your say. My name is Kofi Bartels. It's great to be here with you. You won't be seeing me. It's not like what we do every single morning. This is not like what we do every single morning, every single night on Late Night Talk. This is a bit different because you won't be able to see me. All right. So you just get to listen to me wherever you are. Just plug in your headphone to your phone. You can also, put your phone on loudspeaker. You can increase the volume and just listen and be a part of the conversations. A new experience, pretty much experimental, but I'm counting on your support. Okay, I'm counting on your support. I have about 16,000 people who like my Facebook page, so it's possible to have 10% of them participating in the program. I'll be very glad to hear from you. Somebody's calling me already. This is amazing. Let's see. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Hello, can you hear me? Okay. As usual, you have those who want to call and just test and make a nuisance of themselves. But it's all good. We live in a democratic world. Anyway, following a presidential directive, the coronavirus lockdown in Lagos, FCT and Ogun State is to be eased today. This means that for the first time in about 4 weeks, residents of these areas or in these parts of Nigeria can go out. And we're simply asking you today, do you think that this is the right time to ease the restriction of movement? Do you think that this is the right time to ease the restriction of movement in these parts of Nigeria? Is what we're looking at today. You can have your say. We have 2 hours. We have a guest who will be on the line with us. He's a medical doctor. He has his hands on the pulse of a lot of things going on. So he'll be giving us expert opinion as we go on. Like I said, this is pretty much experimental, so bear with us. Not everything might be perfect. If you hear of any, you have any difficulty in watching, you have any difficulty in following, you have any difficulty in listening, wherever you are, you can just drop a comment, and we're very glad to work on it, and very glad to hear from you. The number to call is 08062099556. 08062099556 is the number to call, and you can be a part of our conversation. But first off, let's look at what we have in the papers this morning. Also, let's look at what news headlines have for us in different on different news media before we take your calls. Stay with us. We'll be right back. All right, we're back. So let's look at some of the headlines coming through before we take your calls. And, of course, as I said, we'll take calls, but that will be from 8 o'clock when we start taking calls. If you have an opinion, you can feel free to drop it, okay, in the comment section. But we'll start taking calls from 8 o'clock. So just stay with us. Keep watching or listening. It's pretty much nothing to watch. You just have to listen and, be a part of the conversation. Okay, so these are the headlines I'm seeing in front of me today. COVID-19. Kano in trouble, says Ganduje. COVID-19. Kano in trouble. says Ganduje. What's going on in Kano State? Kano in trouble, says Ganduje. There's problem. COVID-19. Kano in trouble, says Ganduje. Let's read a bit of that. This is what the story says, and this is contained in the Punch newspaper. It says the Kano State Governor Abdullahi Ganduje says the state is in trouble due to the presence of the coronavirus disease. It says the state is in trouble due to the presence of the coronavirus disease. Amazing. He goes on to say, speaking on Sunday at the presentation of a COVID-19 mobile testing center donated by the Dangote Foundation to the state, Ganduje in testing suspected cases was responsible for the exploding number. The went on to say, according to a statement by the Chief Press Secretary, Abawana, the governor said the absence of a functional testing center, in the state worsened its situation amid the pandemic. Ganduje said there is no doubt that Kano is in trouble. If the governor of Kano State is saying that Kano is in trouble, the governor of Kano State is saying that Kano is in trouble. Let's just continue. It says there is no doubt that Kano is in trouble, and there is no doubt that we started on a shaky foundation when samples were taken to Abuja for 7 hours and came back again in 7 hours. That was a shaky foundation I'm talking about, is what the governor of Kano State is saying. Is what the governor of Kano State is saying. Okay, so that's the story coming in the Punch. Apologies, I had to attend to something, but that's the story coming in the Punch newspaper that just caught my attention, really. That caught my attention. Okay, so this is a headline from the Punch that really ties into what we're talking about here this morning. Is this the right time? Is this the right time to end the lockdown? I mean, the federal government has had its. I mean, they are what do you call again? Measures or restrictions in the easing. There are restrictions in the easing. It's not still that people can go everywhere, do everything they want to do, but still it's an easing, and that's what we call it. So is this the right time for the lockdown to be ended? That's a headline coming in the Punch newspaper this morning. Ganduje says Kanu is in trouble. And don't forget the president's speech. Some of those who, if you listen closely to late night talk that I have every weekday night, some of those who talked about the president's speech, one of the persons I had online who analyzed the president's speech, said that he wasn't satisfied with the way the president addressed the Kanu issue in his speech. I didn't even address it at all. So anyway, from 8 o'clock we'll take your calls. I'd like to hear from you, but let's just look at more headlines coming from the papers, and then before we proceed to taking your calls. If you'd like to call, don't forget the number to call is 080-620-99556, and just talk to me. 080-620-99556. All of you who are likers of my Facebook page, it's today I'll see whether you really like me. Or I know you like me. Don't mind me. But I need your support, just to make sure this thing gets going. All right. So I need you to call in and have your say. That's very important. I need you to call in and have your say. I need you to also share. Okay. If you can share this post so that all your friends, would be able to see it and participate, that would be great. So let's look at more headlines coming from the Punch. But please share this widely. Share this widely. Don't worry, as time goes on, we'll have an easier link for you to listen to us through. That wouldn't take your data as much as this one might be taking. And more headlines coming to Punch. Trump hits Bush for failing to support him during impeachment. I mean, yesterday I was watching CNN and I was blown away by what I saw, because I was not looking at Twitter. I was working on my system, so I didn't have the time to, follow what Donald Trump was saying on his feed. My God, this is the president of the United States of America. This is the president of the United States of America. My oh my. The man is tweeting about himself. He cannot stop talking about himself. He had to tweet about himself. When former President George Bush put up a message to say, oh, Americans, this time we need to come together. This is a time where we all need to come together. The only thing that Donald Trump can think about is himself. What a shame. Let's read a bit of it. It says, U.S. President Donald Trump on Sunday struck out. This is what the Punch says. U.S. President Donald Trump on Sunday struck out at a former President George W. Bush. He's a fellow Republican. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a fellow Republican. Let's read the story again. Abasimbo. It says, U.S. President Donald Trump struck out at former President George W. Bush, who in a video called for compassion and solidarity over let's show love to one another. Come together. Help each other. That's what George W. Bush, former president of the United States of America, said. Ladies and gentlemen. And the first thing that Donald J. Trump, president of the United States of America, in this coronavirus period, in a country that has over 1 million people afflicted by this disease, more than 67,000 people dead. First thing and only thing he can say about what George W. Bush, former president, put out was that during my impeachment period, you didn't support me. Oh, my God. America, who did this to you people? Oh, who did this to you people? Okay. I think it's time for us to take calls because we're past the 8 o'clock mark I set for taking calls. So please feel free to call right now. I want to drink some water. When I come back, I would like to take a call. The number to call is 080-620-99556. 080-620-99556. I want to drink some water. And please, when I come back, we'll take your calls. Stay with us. Okay, we're back. Still looking at the newspaper headlines this morning, right here on Daybreak Nigeria. Daybreak Nigeria. All right, we're back. 08062099556. Please feel free to call. And also, I'd appreciate some feedback from you. If you're listening to us this morning and you have some issues, maybe you think the audio is not clear. If it's clear, just let me know. I'll be very glad to hear from you. People are watching us live on Facebook, watching us also live on YouTube as well. 08062099556. Is this the right time for Nigerians to be asked to go back to work? Go back to whatever it is you're doing. Is this the right time? Feel free to call and have your say right here on Daybreak Nigeria. Okay, more stories coming from the newspapers as we await your calls. Omoteku, hunters express readiness to fight crime. I never knew that thing was still on. I mean, this one where everybody they inside. But it's all good. We need to protect ourselves despite what's happening. But I'm sure a lot of Nigerians are more interested in staying alive from coronavirus. 26-year-old Delta Baba arrested for defiling toddler. Baba, you dey cut hair. Waiting carry you go do that kind of thing. Toddler. And you know, most times when we hear these kind of stories, we hear of maybe older men. But this is a 26-year-old Baba. Young man, 26-year-old. That thing no fit you. I don't know what gets people into such actions. You know, I don't understand. Is it a spiritual thing? It's a really sad one. 26-year-old Baba, Delta State, arrested for defiling toddler. Still in the punch. Niger Labour Minister dies. Or Niger Labour Minister dies amid pandemic. This says Niger's Minister of Employment and Labour, Mohamed Ben Omar, died on Sunday. His party said, without stating the cause of the death, he died Sunday afternoon at the main hospital in the capital, Niamey. The Social Democratic Party said via WhatsApp. Niamey is the capital of Niger State, Niger, country which borders Nigeria to the north. And I know what some of you are saying right now. Why won't our own ministers here die? Hey, babe. Where's your conscience? I know someone is watching me right now saying, our own ministers here should die too. Come on, people. That's the right thing to say. Okay. We're live on Facebook and Twitter, YouTube, so please feel free to have your say on those platforms. You can call. You can also, if you don't want to call, you can just drop a comment. But the number to call, 08062099556. And this is all a bit experimental, trying to see what works, and also trying to keep ourselves going, doing what we know how to do best. 08062099556 if you'd like to have your say. But I'll be having a guest on the show pretty shortly. He's a medical doctor, and he knows a lot about what's going on, and he has an opinion on the question we're asking you this morning. More headlines coming through. My name is Kofi Bartels. Let's go. Lady trafficked to Oman seeks rescue. This is a sad one. It says a Nigerian lady identified as Ade Tomisi, who was allegedly trafficked to Oman. Oman is a country in the Middle East. If you think Dubai, you think Qatar, you think Iraq, you should also think Oman. They have a lot of oil, I think. They have oil money, and it's not a poor country like Yemen. Yemen no get money. Anyway, a Nigerian lady identified as Ade Tomisi, who was allegedly trafficked to Oman, has cried out for rescue, saying she was tricked to the Arab country. You know, sometimes what happens is that these are young women to be told they are being taken for work, and then before you can say Jack Robinson, they are turned into another. All right, 08062099556 if you would like to have your say. 08062099556 if you want to say something to me regarding the topic, feel free to do that. But please share this post as widely as you can. Share so that all your friends can see it, share so that all your friends can also be a part of our conversation. Another headline coming from the Punch this morning: the Nigerian Center for Disease Control. The Nigerian Center for Disease Control announced a review of the case definition for COVID-19. This is very important. For those of you who have not been following, this is very important. NC very important. So let's just read some parts of this story so you can get it, and then we move on. Community transmission of the disease noticed in parts of the country. And people, this is real. People, this is real. Community transmission is a phase that we find ourselves in, and we all need to be careful. It means that they think now they work out for our streets. Let's just break it down. But a doctor will have this morning will tell us some more. But I mean, layman's English, it means that the team they work out for our streets, for our roads, for our backyard. That is what it means. Let's read some more. So the Center for Disease Control added that some other symptoms to existing ones that could make a patient to be suspected of having contracted the coronavirus. All right, I wouldn't waste time on these headlines to read some more. We'll not go into details. JAMB remits 7 billion now to federal government for 2020 UME. In the middle of this corona, they are making money. In the middle of this corona, they are making cool cash. But it's not private money. This is your money. So I think you should be happy that they are making money, because they're making it for you. The government is making money for you. The federal government is making money for you. Your state governments are making, it is your money. So you should be happy that JAMB has been able to remit 7 billion naira to the federal government for the 2020 UME. Let's go over to Togo. While all of you here are crying about the politicians in Nigeria, you should go to church or mosque or wherever it is you worship. When you say Allahu Akbar, you thank God for Nigerian politicians. When you say Kabiyesi Esheo, you should thank God for Nigerian politicians. When you say Eledumare Esheo Adupe in church, thank God. When you say Chineke Idimba in church, or Terminal in church, you should thank God for Nigerian politicians, because at least you don't have politicians who will be in power for 10 years. Then they'll be in power for 15 years. And then when they die, their child will not come and take over and then be in power for another 10 years. And maybe when their child dies now, their grandchild will also take over and be in power for another 10 or 15 years. What do you call a dynasty? Is what's happening in other parts of the world. And that's what's happening in neighboring Togo's little country called Togo, where the Yasimbes have been in power for some people's lifetime. The Yademas have been in power for some people's lifetime. Papa Yadema was in power, and every opposition that rose up in front of him was swept away like grasshopper. The man died, and his son, Foreign Yasingbe, has been in power. And of course, all opposition in the country has been swept aside. So next time, when you want to criticize Nigerian politicians, say, God bless our politicians, they are the best. Because you don't have this kind of thing in Nigeria. That Nyasingbe, who is 53 years of age, was inaugurated on Sunday, a minimized event to prevent the spread of the coronavirus. About 200 people, guests of the ceremony. So that is it. Thank God for coronavirus. At least some of the political attention that have been drawn to some of these things, we're not seeing it. It is well. It is well. Someone say it is well. It is well with you. It is well with me. It is well with us. Okay. It opens. Task Force. As it is safe to fly again. This is one of the largest airlines in the United States. Don't forget, the airline industry has been one of the hardest hit. The airline industry has been one of the hardest hit, by this coronavirus and the economic difficulties coming with it. So definitely it's easy to understand why. Again. Okay. Another headline that should bother you. This is in the Punch. 80% of Kanu coronavirus samples. Are you listening at all? Do you know what is going on around you, really? 80%. Buhari's panel. This is in the Punch. We'll read some more as we go on. Don't worry. Doctors who treated Lagos COVID-19 victim working without isolation. Yewo. People of God, are you listening to what's going on in the country? Doctors who treated Lagos COVID-19 victim working without isolation. Let's read a bit of that. It says, no fewer than 11 health workers, including 4 doctors and 3 nurses, hospital, Surulere, Lagos. My oh my. At the Randall General Hospital, Lagos, have been tested for the COVID-19 infection after having contact with a dead patient, and they've been working with that isolation. That is a really sad one. All right, I'll be calling my guest pretty shortly, so that we can talk to him and he can tell us what he thinks about what's going on. But also, you can keep the comments coming through. I can see some comments on our Facebook feed. Seems not a lot of people are used to this YouTube live stream thing, but it'll catch on as time goes on. But you can keep the comments coming through. Feel free to call as well. The number to call is already up there, and you can be a part of our conversation. Let's get a break, and when we come back, we will be having our guests on the line. Stay with us. My name is Kofi Bartels, and this is Daybreak Nigeria.